You know, when white people start talking about, you're special. You're so different. You're not like the others. You start believing that shit until the cops pull you over. You go, well, I was special. Yeah, nigga, just put your head down and keep it. I'll put a special bullet in your ass. That's what happens, man. I see why Richard Pryor is crazy. It just takes away all your rage, you know? That's why he run around going, oh, goddamn it, I just don't want to get too comfortable. Brothers can't afford to get too comfortable, you know? Because that's when you become the pawn. That's when they use your ass. Anytime white people want to smooth some shit over, they go get that rich nigga and put you on TV to represent the people, you know? You have you asking your questions like, Damon, now that you made this $13 million, and we're not counting, now that you made all this money, let me ask you this. Let me just throw this out at you. You respond any way you want. Is there racism in America? You be sitting there thinking about that paycheck, talking about, no, sir. If and there is, I ain't seen none.
White kids are just as shocked to find out black kids don't talk back to their parents as we are, and we hear them talk back to theirs. So I used to have a little buddy would come over my house on the weekends, little Nate. We'd be in my room playing video games. My mother used to come in the room on us, cuss me out for no reason. We'd be in the room playing Mario Brothers. She'd come kick open the door like SWAT. Aries, how many times I told you to clean this motherfucking room? Cut that goddamn game off to clean this room. I come back, this motherfucking room ain't clean. I'm gonna take that Nintendo cord, wrap it around your neck, and stick it in your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with you. This ain't no threat. This is a promise. Try me, motherfucker. My white friend would turn to me offended like, dude, what the fuck? She can't do that, man. This is your space. This is your area. She's violating your right to privacy. You should say something. You want me to go say something? I'd be so scared, I started talking to him like a slave from Roots, like, he was gonna get me in trouble. My mother smacked the shit out of the white boy, he turned into me. Where in the world?
You know it, your kid fucked up. My little nephew came in the house the other day, me and my brother, we were playing pool. He came in, he said, hey, Dad, what's the difference between a hypothetical question and a realistic question? Well, you know, my brother, he kind of stupid too, you know. Hypothetical. They basically mean the same, but sometimes they be different. For example, go upstairs and ask your mother, will she make love to the mailman for $250,000? My nephew ran upstairs, came back 10 minutes later. He said, Daddy, Mama said she'll fuck the mailman, the milkman, and any other man for $250,000. He said, well, son, go downstairs and ask your sister, will she make love to the next door neighbor for $250,000? Came back 15 minutes later and said, Father, sister said she'll fuck the next door neighbor, the neighborhood, and the next block for $250,000. My brother looked at me, I looked at him. Tell him, man, tell him. He said, let me tell you something. Son, hypothetically speaking, we should have $500,000. He said, but realistically speaking, son, we living with 2 hoes.
I don't even know why people listen to me. I'll say anything, nigga. I've done commercials for Coke and Pepsi. I don't give a fuck what comes out of my mouth. I just say what it takes. Whatever it takes, that's what I'm saying. If you want to know the truth, can't even taste the difference. Surprise! All I know was Pepsi paid me most recently, so tastes better. It's pretty much how the game goes. I'm just being real, man. There's too much goo-gagging over celebrities. People don't know what's fake and what's real anymore.
Excellence in TV, we got excellence in movies, too. A lot of excellent black movies, man. And some of them don't even have Kevin Hart in them. There are movies, Kevin Hart's in everything. My man is in every movie there is. I see Kevin, and sometimes he in the trailer and not in the movie. Sometimes I saw him in Magnificent. Kevin Hart, Angelina Jolie, he was playing a bush. I was like, is that Kev? Get out of here. Kev's in Transformers. Like, he turned into a Prius. I was like, look at Kev. Look at Kev. The thing I need is to lose another job to Kevin Hart. okay? I don't need that. Kev right there. Kev make movies fast. Every month. Porno stars don't make movies that fast.
That's why I appreciate a good culture. I appreciate a good accent. You got the right accent, you can get away with a lot of shit. You be in a club and say something foul to a woman in an American accent, she might slap the shit out of you. Like, excuse me, baby, I don't mean to bother you, but you got a fat ass. I'd love to take you home, fuck the shit out you. Motherfucker. English accent, that just roll off the tongue different. So have a good time at the comedy shows, you know, it's really. The next light, because you give me a little bit of head, just a little bit. I don't want much, just want you to polish me knob, you know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie, I'll use that shit to get some pussy. I'll walk up to a woman and say anything. Excuse me, you know what time it is? Oh my God, your accent is beautiful. Where are you from? I just make shit up. McDonald's, England, have you ever heard of it? I live right off of Egg McMuffin Lane, have you ever heard of it? Oh my God, girl, you live off of Egg McMuffin, let's go. I tell you what accent is not sexy, is that East Indian accent, that 7-Eleven shit, that turban, that dot towel shit. Ladies, trust me, you do not want that on top of you on a Saturday night. I'm going to give it to you. I know you want it, you dirty bitch, I know you want it. I'm going to give you my Pakistani beef, you motherfucker. Say my name, say Pumasanji, Pumasanji.
This whole world is just drug-infested, hate-infested, drug-infested world. Hate drugs. I heard the worst drug story. You know what my friend told me? You know what he's dealing with? His landlord is hooked on crack. That's terrible. That's pressure. If your landlord's hooked on crack, that means you've got to have the rent. You come around all the time. I got the rent. It's not even due yet. It's the 10th. Come on, I need it. Let me just get $20 of it now, and then just give me the rest of the month. Every couple hours. Hey, look, I'm going to need some more of the rent. This building's falling apart. Things came up. Comes home early from a party. Landlord's in the crib going through his shit. What are you doing in my house? Ah! Where's the sink? I came to fix it. It's in the kitchen. I thought it was in the drawer. I'll fix it tomorrow when I come for the rent. You know what I hate about drugs? I hate when, like, people my age and older get hooked on crack. I hate that shit. You're too old to be experimenting with the drugs at a certain point. You should be past that. You ain't doing it by a certain point. You just miss it. Drugs are really for old people anyway. You 75, you've earned the right. Shit, if I was 75, I'd do coke, heroin, everything. I wouldn't give a fuck.
I feel bad for teens, but they're so confusing. And it's not all my fault. I feel like they need to take some responsibility for my jokes. Because I didn't come up with this idea on my own. This idea that a person can be born in the wrong body. But they have to admit, that's a fucking hilarious predicament. It's really fucking funny. If it happened to me, you'd laugh, wouldn't you? That wouldn't be funny if it happened to me? I think it would be. What if it did? What if I was Chinese, but born in this nigga body? That's not funny. And for the rest of my life, I had to go around making that face. Hey, everybody, I'm Chinese. And everyone get mad. Stop making that face. That's offensive. What? This is how I feel inside. I said, I need a gun immediately. The guy didn't answer. No questions. He just grabbed a 12-gauge shotgun, handed it to me. I'd never even held a gun before. I'm not a dummy. I'm like, well, I need some bullets, too. And the guy reached under the counter, put 2 box shells on the counter. He said, all right, buddy, which box do you want? I didn't know. One box had a picture of some ducks on it. The other box had a picture of some deer. I said, well, what's that box with them ducks? He said, oh, that there's birdshot. And then he goes just like this. I'm not exaggerating. He goes, that won't kill a man. He said, it'll just pepper him up nicely. I said, what the fuck? Pepper? I said, well, what's that box with the deer on it? He goes, oh, that there's buckshot. That'll put a hole in the goddamn truck if you wanted to. So which box do you want? And he picked the one with the deer up and shook it. I thought he was trying to trick me. I was like, do you have a box of with a picture of a white dude trespassing on it? Because it's exactly the strength I'm looking for.
Ibrahim had a fight. I said, a fight? Don't worry, everyone's okay. I said, everyone? What happened? Well, that's it. We don't know what happened because he won't talk to anybody. All we know is that he punched Sarah Jr. in the face. I said, oh no. Sarah's one of the only parents I'm not sure I can beat up in this school. Just then, Kate and Sarah pulled up to pick up their daughter. And then we all had to go into the office. And I was really worried. I didn't want them to kick me out of the school. And then they brought my son and he was crying. He was like, oh. I said, son, just stop crying, calm down. Do not look at these mean faces. I need you to look at my face. And I need you to tell me the truth, buddy. All right? Just tell me the truth. Is it true? Did you punch that girl, Sarah Jr., in the face? I was trying to give him a signal to lie, but he didn't pick up on it. I was like, he wasn't paying attention. He said, yes, Daddy, I punched her face. I said, oh, my God. Why? Why would you do that? You're not supposed to put your hands on anybody. And his answer was so gangster, it scared all the parents in the room. He was like, because she had it coming. I said, and I tried to break the tension. I just asked her. That's all I said. I go, hey, where are you guys from anyway? And I could tell that she was on to me. She goes, very condescendingly, she says, I'm from California. If you're asking my ethnicity, I am Chinese. And her husband was cool about the shit. He was like, I'm Mexican, bro. I said, well, I'm sorry if I offended you by asking, but you're a very beautiful couple. And miss, there's no question that you're going to give birth to the hardest working baby this world has ever seen. It's not a bad joke. She got very upset. She got up to leave immediately, but she didn't just leave. She had to take one last dig at me on the way out. I will never buy one of your fucking DVDs again, Dave Chappelle. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, Chinese people don't buy DVDs. The kid, while we was beating on him, reached in his waistband, pulled out a .22 caliber pistol. It was mayhem. Everybody started screaming, oh my God, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. And then I got scared. I was in the back, but I was scared because I knew that everybody that was with me was armed. Yes, if they had shot and killed this kid on stage at the Hollywood Bowl, like I paid to do, Travis. But Travis G'd up. Travis wrestled the gun out of the kid's hand, and then he took it like this and tried to chamber the round, and he couldn't. So he pulled the trigger, and it wasn't a gun. A knife blade popped out of the front. I guess this kid was going to stab me. Some scary shit. So the next night, even though I didn't have a show, I said, I got to get right back on stage. And I went and did a show. And someone in the audience screamed out, Dave, what happened with the attack? And I didn't know there was journalists in the room. All I said was that this nigga had a knife that I identified as a gun. I got 6 more weeks of bad press for that joke. I didn't even do nothing to this nigga. That was not right. That was not right.
And now I get a lot of offers for like bad movies, like those Planet of the Apes type roles. You saw that movie Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg. Well, yeah, they're both racist to me, man. Like the first one was like the new one. I'm thinking this is a more progressive time. This will not be as racist. And then they had the apes was setting the dinner. Yeah, I'm not even making this up. They was eating watermelon. I was like, oh, come on, man. So the apes is eating watermelon. And then, like, later on in the movie, they're running from the apes and, like, running in the water because the apes can't swim. Which is like, oh, word. But see, these apes can talk, but they can't swim. And then at the end, it's like, when I seen the ape smoking a Newport, I just got up and...
Go out and get you some white friends. Get you some white motherfucking friends. You ain't gotta sleep with them, but you gonna need them motherfuckers. If you go to jail and call your nigga friends, these motherfuckers will interrogate you more than the goddamn police did. They had your ass on the phone. Where the fuck was you at? What the fuck was you doing? Why the fuck you ain't called me? Not your white friends. Them motherfuckers will be there by the time you hang up the phone, and they'll be madder than you. Just what the fuck did he do? Murdered who? Look, I fucking known him for 2 weeks. He wouldn't fucking do something like that. Gotta love white people. I don't give a fuck what you say. White people are friendly. You can call them motherfuckers up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the wrong number and they won't even be mad at you. They just, hello? No, I'm sorry. No Shaquita here. Well, what number did you dial? No, it's a 9, not a 7. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, call me back. We'll figure this thing out.
Anytime white people want to smooth some shit, but they go get that rich and put you on TV to represent the people, you know? You have you asking your questions like, Damon, now that you made this $13 million, and we're not counting, now that you made all this money, let me ask you this. Let me just throw this out at you. You respond any way you want. Is there racism in America? You be sitting there thinking about that paycheck, talking about, no, sir. If in there is, I ain't seen none.
For some people, it's the worst time to be alive that ever existed. If you are racist in 2024, understand you are one of the stupidest motherfuckers that ever lived. It means even the caveman is like, ooga booga stupid. If you are racist in 2024, it means you believe some stupid shit. It don't matter who the fuck you don't like. It all sounds ridiculous. What you mean you don't like black people? It's Google eyes. We are magnificent, bitch. All across the universe. And we're delicious. All the cannibals swear by nigger meat. The truth is, I'm telling you, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's still consequences. Hollywood is finding that out right now. There's a drug problem in Hollywood. They can't even tell you about it. But y'all know I'll tell. Here's the truth, won't nobody say. That mother Ozempic is whooping Hollywood's ass. Do you hear me? They said Oprah took so much that Gail lost 12 pounds. Do you understand what I said? People are shitting themselves to death. I done seen the numbers. I was flabbergasted. I know a woman that weighed 126 pounds. She lost 131 pounds. Did you just do that math in your head that she had to borrow a few pounds from her friends and family?
I've never met Bill Cosby, so I'm not defending him. But let's just remember that he has a valuable legacy that I can't just throw away. I remember that he's the first black man to ever win an Emmy in television. I also remember that he's the first guy to make a cartoon with black characters where their lips and noses were drawn proportionally. I remember that he had a television show that got numbers equivalent to the Super Bowl every Thursday night. And I remember that he partnered up with a clinical psychologist to make sure that there was not one negative image of African Americans on his show. I've had a television show. I wouldn't have done that shit. Gave tens of millions of dollars to African American institutions of higher learning, and is directly responsible for thousands of black kids going to college, not just the ones he raped. I heard that when Martin Luther King stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and said he had a dream, he was speaking into a PA system that Bill Cosby paid for. The point is this: he rapes, but he saves. And he saves more than he rapes, but he probably does rape.